friends, it's Ellen here at Yarn Doc, and today I have a yarn review for you. This yarn is found from several manufacturers on Temu and usually comes under the title Luxury Silk Blend. And I have ordered it twice in two colors. One called Meat Powder, which is packed away upstairs. And then this lovely color here, and this is called Water Red. It's nice and bright and should be good for looking at for a review. We can test the color fastness. And there actually was quite a lot of information for a yarn from a Temu manufacturer on the Ziploc bag that it came in. Now, I have been learning a lot about Temu and what kind of controls are on the products coming from Temu, because there is a lot of concern with things coming from China, and they have different safety standards, different regulations as to what you can say and not say. And so I've learned that in the EU, we have somebody called the responsible person. And anything coming from outside the EU is checked by this responsible person. There are lots of them. It's not one person doing every product. But they are responsible for ensuring that whatever comes in is what it says it is on the package. And their information is usually on the listings. If you go down, scroll down to the bottom, past the reviews and all of that, where there's more product details, there's a section there that says safety. And if you click on that, it should tell you the contact information for the responsible person. Now, why do I tell you all of this in a yarn review? Because often when a yarn comes with no ball band or with these just plain white bands, it means there was information on the ball band that wasn't accurate. And so it was removed. But the information that comes here on these bags is approved by the responsible person. Now, do some things fall through the cracks? Absolutely. But it should make you feel a little more confident about what you're purchasing. And so we're going to test it. We're going to test it ourselves and see. But this one actually came with quite a bit of information for this type of purchase. So according to the sticker on here, we have 60% silk, 20% wool, and 20% cashmere. I paid for 12 50-gram balls just over 10 euros. Yes, I paused. Moment of silence, moment of shock and awe. If it is that fiber blend for that price, I'm going to go and buy it all. It feels gorgeous. It has the smoothness of silk and the softness of cashmere. And maybe the pluff, that I've invented a new word, pluff. And I think it's clear what it means too, right? That wool has that sort of springy fluffiness. Feeling it, I'm tempted to believe this fiber content, but the price, the price makes me skeptical. It feels so lovely that I might not care. I might not care. But I have to be skeptical. The washing instructions match the fabric content. It's hand wash on with cold water, lie it flat to dry. Yeah. I have nothing about the meterage on here. There's just nothing, no information on here or the listing. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. As I said, this color is water red. There are lots of colors, and I was looking at listings again today, and you can get 6-ball packs. You can get 15-ball packs. They come in all different packs, and sometimes I'm seeing different colorways. I saw a 6-pack today, and I was like, why would I pay a 6-pack? I think that worked out to about 80 cents a ball, as opposed to I think this is 72 cents a ball. 72 cents. For silk, wool, and cashmere, like, I just, my skeptical brain. But I mean, maybe that's what you get when you buy straight from the manufacturer. I don't know. But they had different colorways than they did in this 12-pack. So yes, you might want to spend the extra 8 cents a ball to get a certain color. That's what I was trying to say there. And got distracted by it's a deal that seems too good to be true. So let's find out if it is. So here I've worked up just 3 granny squares. This one is this one will be left just as it is, as it's come off the hook. This one will go in the washer. This one will go in the washer and dryer. Now, there are washing instructions on the plastic Ziploc bag that's come with us. And you can imagine what they are with a silk, wool, cashmere combination. It's saying hand wash, lie flat to dry. Naturally, that would be the expectation, and probably what I would do myself if I wasn't doing a review. But I think we will continue and put one in the washer and one in the washer and dryer just to see what happens, because I like to do that. But I am expecting kind of a disaster with that fiber content. Now, each of these you can see measures out to 9 centimeters when I've got it on the right spots. And this guy's just tipped over, but also 9 centimeters. So that's what we're looking at. We're also going to look and see if the color holds fast. And I will go and put those in the washer and then come back to you with the results. Okay, because it's Temu, and because it's hard to believe that you can get something that is silk, wool, and cashmere for under €1 a ball, I'm going to do a burn test. And so I have just a piece of the yarn here, my lighter, a bowl to put it in. And what we are looking for is black ash that doesn't harden into sort of almost a plastic firm ball on the end. We're looking for smoke. With wool, it should sort of try to run away from the flame a little bit. It might even self-extinguish. So let's see what we do here. Okay, so what we want to see well, there's definitely something synthetic in that. We do have some natural fiber, with the way in which we are getting these black flakes. Oh, but that is, let's see, kids don't do this at home unless you have a parent there. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. I think we've got something synthetic in there that's giving us this. But there is definitely natural fiber in there. It looks like a little bit of more likely to be animal fiber than silk. Often silk will get more of a grayish, like grayish tone to it. Let me see. Yeah, and the way it's resisting the flame there does really make me think there's, ooh. See the way it runs away from the flame? And that black smoke, that is telling me there is most likely wool. At the heat of that flame, yeah, that really seems to be animal fiber to me. Now, I am by no means an expert. I'm not a scientist, but based on what I have learned and read and researched, that seems like 100% animal fiber to me. What happened here, this could be because of the dye that I get this little chunk. Or it could have been an inclusion in the, but everything flakes. So I'm a little bit flabbergasted, honestly. I expected it to be synthetic with how nice it is and the cost on this. Wow, great bargain here. Okay, I'm gonna go check the washer and dryer. Editing Ellen stepping in for a second. I should have also said that it smelt like animal fiber. I did not have any kind of chemical smell. When there is synthetic in it, there usually is a very pungent smell of chemicals. And there was none of that. It smelled like burning hair. So, again, really impressive. But I should have said that on the video. Sorry. Okay, friends, I have washed and dried and have some results for us. To remind you, this one is just straight off the hook, just freshy fresh. This one's been in the washer, this one's been in the washer and dryer, and you can see they look a little bit like stairs. So let's take a measure. It's inches, let's do centimeters. So remember we started out at 9 centimeters across the board. Washing is still 9 centimeters. Mind you, I sort of hand blocked this. I didn't put it on my blocking boards or anything, but I did flatten it out and stretch it. So, but that says it is still 9 centimeters, though it does look slightly smaller. But it's 9 all the way around. Yeah. Okay. It must just be my eyes and the angle I'm looking at. Over here, we're not at 9 centimeters. We're down to 8. All the way around. So if you put this in the dryer, it will shrink. However, let me say something about this yarn. This yarn is a mystery wrapped inside of an enigma. Or the other way around. we've done the burn test. This is all natural fiber. The responsible person has signed off on that fiber content. Could there be an accident there? Something slipped through? Sure, of course. However, it feels like it has silk and cashmere in it. It is just a glorious yarn to work with. And, you know, I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. I've ordered 6 more packages of this yarn because I like it so much. It's so nice to work with. It feels wonderful on your hands. But there is no felting here. So where is that 30% wool? What's going on with the cashmere? I mean, I've had good luck with silk in the dryer. And you know what? Looking at this, if I block it, look, it's, oh, that's a game changer too. Wait a sec. Wait a second. Maybe it didn't shrink. Maybe it just needed a little bit of love. I mean, that's a game changer. For me, I really don't know what to tell you. Like, I am really enamored, clearly, with this yarn. But I'm also very confused. So I did a little more research. I tried to find other reviews of this yarn, and I did find one from Simon Henry Makes. Now, he is a professional costume maker, had a very long fashion career, and he came to the same conclusion that this is all natural fiber. So I'm fairly new to the burn test, and I could get that wrong, but he also got the same results as I did. I don't understand this. I don't understand it. I like it. It's very positive. But these two things don't go together in my mind. And this to me was shocking. Was shocking when I pulled that out of the dryer. And now that I've sort of given it a little stretch love, and it's the same size as the others, I mean, at this point, I'm like, it's the wonder yarn. I'm ready to go back and order more. But I don't understand. Like, and this has just filled out, you know, the stitch definition stayed, and it still bloomed. This is just gorgeous yarn. I wish I could explain this and the fiber content, and then there's the price. None of those 3 things make sense together to me. But I think at the end of this day, I'm just going to say, okay, thank you very much. I like it. I'm going with it. Anyway, I will show you my finished object now, and then we will wrap up what I think about this yarn. Though I think I've already given that away, huh? Let's look at the finished object. Had a little brief introduction to my finished object, which I am taking the few moments that it's still in my possession to enjoy, even though it's almost 30 degrees here at the moment, and we don't have AC in the house. So, but it just feels so nice. Wonderful stitch definition that's only enhanced by the natural sheen of the yarn itself. So it has good clear stitch definition despite being a fairly plump and soft yarn with a bit of a fuzz to it, a bit of a halo. But that sheen, I think, really helps bring out the stitch definition. And you really can see the full anatomy of every stitch. You know? So what was it like to work with this yarn? It was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure. It is so soft, and even though it's the middle of the summer and this is a wool yarn, which meant it was on my skin a lot. You know, I'm shorts, t-shirt. It was pooling on my lap or sitting beside me and sort of wiping across my leg, and it just felt nice. Warm, yeah, warm, but nice, and it glided on the hook. I was really concerned about how loosely spun the yarn was, and I did have the occasional splitting situation. But like in this whole project, I can probably count on one hand the number of times I had to frog back because of a split or because of a snag. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I mean, to me, I think that's just sort of a normal amount, which was surprising because as I was going through and, you know, yarning over and pulling through and yarning over and pulling through, you could see that the spin was basically unspun, but for some reason, my hook wasn't even grabbing those threads. It was just a pleasure to work with. I have no complaints about this yarn. I used 7.5 balls out of 12 on this, and only one factory knot in that whole amount, which I think is more than acceptable. Unfortunately, it was sort of in the last two rounds, or sort of in this section of it, I had ended up with 3 joins, but that's life. That's the way the cookie crumbles. All my yarns are woven in now, and it's fine. So that's the finished object. You've seen a little video of what it's like out in natural light and that. You've seen the washing, the drying, the burn test. What do I think of this yarn? I think it's very clear what I think of this yarn. As I have said, I have ordered an abundance of it. I do already have it in another color called meat powder. But I keep most of my stash in plastic bins up in the attic, and so it's sort of 2 floors away from me. That's why I haven't. But I'll put a picture. It's very beautiful. It's like a dusty Victorian rose color. Why it's called meat powder, I don't know. My friend at Mel's Yarniverse found it, and her reaction to the name is just priceless. And honestly, it was the name that I chose that color in the first place. And this one is called Water Red. Water Red. Right. I think so. I'm pretty sure that's correct. If not, I will correct myself in editing. Yes, Water Red up on the top of the tag. I've ordered it in dark red. I've ordered it in a cobalt blue. I've ordered it in a brown. I think we're I think we're heading towards what grade I give this. This is, in all of my reviews, my first A+ yarn. A+. A+. Yeah, nothing but recommend. As I said, it is a bit of a mystery wrapped inside of an enigma, because how can that fiber content wash like that? How can it be sold at this price? I don't know. I don't know, but I've done the testing. And that's what the results seem to indicate. Right now, I say grab yourself some before the manufacturers realize how good a product they have. Because if it were this fiber content, if it were this fiber content and it was a name brand yarn, for 50 grams, you would be paying what I paid for 12 balls. I don't know. All I know is that I like it. It's wonderful to work with. It looks fabulous. It washes amazing. Recommend. That's all I can say about this yarn. And so for those who are skeptical about whether you can find anything good on Temu, this is from Temu and it's great. Search luxury silk yarn and it should be what comes up. And there are a whole lot of different manufacturers and different quantities, like the cobalt blue that I bought. I think I had to buy in 6-ball packs because that color wasn't available in 12-ball packs, or different manufacturers have different colors. But it's a good yarn. It's a really, really good yarn, and I recommend it. So that is all for this one. Even though it's so hot, I don't really want to take it off. It's really nice. I'm very happy with it. With that dark red, I am going to make myself a sweater set. So that one I will keep. This one is about to be gifted. So if you would like to see more of my reviews, more of my content, I do other things. I do hauls, I do other kinds of product tests. I have Whipping It Up Wednesdays where I talk about what I'm working on, what I've finished, that kind of stuff. I just had a request for a tutorial, which I'm considering doing. So we do all kinds of fun stuff around here. And if you'd like to stick around, please hit subscribe and notifications. Perhaps give me a thumbs up if you like this review. That would really help, and it's totally free for you. It costs you nothing to do that. So if you could do that, it would be really great. And if you do, I will see you next time.